Hey, Patriots Nation. We're back with another exclusive update on everything happening in New England. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you never miss any breaking Patriots news. The league woke up buzzing after a shocking announcement tied to New England that instantly shifted the tone of every conversation around professional football. And at the center of all this noise is the name Drake Maye, a quarterback whose presence alone seems to bend the direction of franchises and fan bases alike. The Patriots, a team long associated with stability and long-term planning, suddenly found themselves painted as the epicenter of uncertainty, and that uncertainty feels deliberate rather than accidental. Rumors started spreading that the organization is seriously considering a future without Maye under center, and for a league that treats quarterbacks like sacred assets, this kind of talk is seismic. People around the NFL are whispering that this is not about performance alone, but about philosophy, vision, and a belief inside the building that the team must reinvent itself faster than anyone expected. Drake Maye's background as a highly decorated college quarterback, praised for his command of the field and his ability to carry an offense on his shoulders, only adds fuel to the speculation. When a player with that resume is suddenly discussed as expendable, insiders immediately start connecting dots that may or may not exist. The Patriots are known for secrecy, which makes every vague comment from executives feel like a coded message. Fans are dissecting interviews, body language, and timing, convinced that something massive is being prepared behind closed doors, something that could ripple across the entire NFL landscape. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the way Drake Maye himself has been framed throughout his young professional narrative, almost like a symbol of a new era that might already be ending before it truly begins. Coming from a college program where he led the nation in total yards and earned some of the most prestigious individual honors available, Maye arrived with expectations that bordered on myth. In New England, expectations are not just high. They are suffocating, shaped by decades of success and a culture that prioritizes winning above all else. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Patriots may be questioning whether Maye fits the exact mold they want for their next chapter, even if his raw talent is undeniable. This is where speculation turns wild, because talent is rarely the problem in these scenarios. The talk around the league hints at internal debates about leadership style, adaptability, and how a quarterback influences a locker room during a transitional phase. Some believe the front office is tempted by flexibility, the idea of turning a single asset into multiple building blocks. Others think this is all leverage, a smokescreen designed to manipulate trade value or draft positioning. Either way, the name Drake Maye has become a pressure point, and everyone is leaning in to see which way it snaps. Around the rest of the league, executives and coaches are reportedly watching the Patriots closely because a move involving a quarterback of this profile could trigger a chain reaction. Teams that believe they were set at the position are suddenly revisiting their evaluations, while quarterback-needy franchises are quietly running scenarios late into the night. The rumor mill suggests that several organizations see Maye as a rare opportunity, a player who could instantly reset their trajectory if made available. At the same time, there is skepticism because New England does not part with valuable pieces unless there is a calculated reason. Analysts are debating whether this rumored announcement signals a broader strategic shift, perhaps prioritizing cap flexibility, defensive dominance, or a different offensive identity altogether. The Patriots have a history of zigging when the rest of the league zags, and that history makes every rumor feel plausible. Fans are split between trust and panic, with some believing the organization sees something others do not, and others fearing a monumental misstep. The fact that no clear explanation has emerged only intensifies the drama. In the absence of facts, narratives grow, and in this case, those narratives are reshaping how people view not just Drake Maye, but the future direction of one of the NFL's most iconic franchises. The emotional weight of this rumor cannot be ignored, especially for a fan base that has grown accustomed to clarity at the most important position on the field. Quarterback questions in New England used to feel like distant hypotheticals, not immediate dilemmas. Now, With Maye's name floating in trade discussions and speculative headlines, the sense of stability feels fragile. People close to the team suggest that the announcement was intentionally vague, almost inviting interpretation rather than shutting it down. That approach has led to endless debates about whether this is a power move by management or a sign of internal disagreement. Some voices around the league argue that Maye's skill set is being undervalued in these conversations, that his ability to read defenses and extend plays fits perfectly in the modern NFL. Others counter that the Patriots are prioritizing system over star power, believing they can plug in a different quarterback and still execute their vision. This clash of perspectives is what makes the story so captivating. It is not just about one player potentially leaving, but about what his departure would symbolize. Letting go of Maye would signal a willingness to gamble on a completely different path, and that kind of gamble always carries consequences that extend far beyond a single season. As speculation deepens, former players and analysts are weighing in with opinions that only add layers to the mystery. Some suggest that Maye might thrive even more in a different environment, one with fewer historical expectations and more freedom to experiment. That idea feeds into the rumor that New England could be exploring a blockbuster move, one that reshapes multiple rosters at once. The Patriots are known for valuing versatility and future assets, and the possibility of turning Maye into a collection of picks or players is being discussed in hushed tones. Meanwhile, there are whispers that this entire situation could be a test of loyalty, a way to see how Maye responds to uncertainty and pressure. In that sense, the rumor itself becomes a tool, a psychological exercise, as much as a business maneuver. Fans are left wondering whether they are witnessing the early stages of a historic decision or simply the NFL rumor machine at its most aggressive. The silence from official channels only amplifies the noise, creating an atmosphere where every social media post and sideline glance feels meaningful. No matter how this story eventually resolves, the immediate impact is undeniable because it has already changed how people talk about the Patriots and their place in the league hierarchy. A franchise once defined by continuity is now at the center of chaos, at least in perception, and Maye is the focal point of that chaos. The idea that he could be on the move has forced everyone to reconsider assumptions about team building, patience, and the value of potential versus certainty. Even if the rumors prove exaggerated, the fact that they feel believable says a lot about the current state of the organization. For now, the NFL world is holding its breath, watching New England for the next signal, the next hint, the next carefully chosen word. In a league driven by quarterbacks, the suggestion that one might be sacrificed for a larger plan is enough to make everything feel unstable, and that instability is exactly what makes this rumor so powerful. Part 2 of this unfolding narrative dives even deeper into the consequences that a Maye departure could have, not just for New England, but for the balance of power across the entire NFL. If the Patriots truly decide to move on from a quarterback with Maye's pedigree, it sends a message that no player is untouchable when a franchise believes its identity is at stake. This kind of mindset is both admired and feared around the league because it requires absolute confidence in leadership and scouting. Insiders speculate that the Patriots might already have a contingency plan, perhaps an unproven option they believe can be molded, or a veteran presence who better aligns with their short-term objectives. The rumor suggests that this is not a panic move, but a calculated risk rooted in long discussions about direction. For teams watching from the outside, it raises questions about how quickly patience is eroding in a league obsessed with immediate results. Maye's potential exit becomes a case study in modern football economics, where development timelines are shrinking and tolerance for uncertainty is limited. The Patriots, long seen as masters of timing, may be attempting to strike before the rest of the league fully understands their intentions. Another layer of speculation revolves around how Maye himself might perceive this moment, and how that perception could influence his future performance wherever he lands. Being at the center of trade rumors can either fracture a player's confidence or sharpen it into something dangerous. People who have followed Maye since his college days often describe him as resilient, competitive, and deeply analytical, traits that could allow him to turn doubt into motivation. The rumor mill paints a picture of a quarterback who might welcome a fresh start, even if the circumstances are less than ideal. At the same time, there is talk that he still believes in what New England can offer, making the possibility of a departure emotionally complex. This tension adds drama because it is not simply about football strategy, but about human response to uncertainty. Teams considering a move for Maye are reportedly evaluating not just his arm and mind, but his ability to handle the weight of expectations that would follow him. In that sense, the Patriots' rumored decision becomes a psychological filter, revealing how different organizations value mental toughness alongside physical skill. The broader NFL community is also speculating about how such a move could influence future quarterback evaluations and draft strategies. If a franchise like New England is willing to pivot away from a highly touted young quarterback, others may feel emboldened to do the same. This could lead to a more fluid market, where quarterbacks change teams earlier and more frequently than in the past. Analysts are debating whether this trend would benefit the league or create instability that undermines long-term development. Drake Maye's situation sits right at the center of this debate because he represents both promise and uncertainty. The rumor suggests that the Patriots are prioritizing adaptability over attachment, a philosophy that could redefine how success is measured. Fans, meanwhile, are grappling with the emotional side of this potential shift, questioning whether loyalty to players still matters in a business driven by constant evaluation. The silence from Maye's camp only deepens the mystery, leaving room for endless interpretation and speculation. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Your support helps us bring you the latest updates on the New England Patriots. And of course, drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from Patriots fans. There is also a financial angle to this rumor that cannot be ignored, as quarterback contracts and roster construction are deeply intertwined. Moving on from Drake, Maye could provide New England with flexibility that is difficult to achieve otherwise, allowing them to reshape their roster in unconventional ways. Some speculate that the Patriots are eyeing a broader rebuild than they have publicly acknowledged, using this moment to reset expectations and resources. Others believe the team sees an opportunity to exploit market inefficiencies, trading a valuable asset at peak intrigue rather than waiting for clarity. This kind of maneuvering is classic New England, and it is why many around the league are hesitant to dismiss the rumors as mere noise. The Patriots have built a reputation on doing the unexpected, and that reputation gives credibility to even the wildest theories. Drake Maye, in this context, becomes less of an individual and more of a strategic piece, a reality that can be unsettling for fans who connect to players on a personal level. As the story continues to evolve, media narratives are beginning to frame this moment as a crossroad for the Patriots, a test of whether their long-held principles still apply in a rapidly changing league. The idea that an announcement could change the NFL might sound exaggerated, but when it involves a quarterback and a franchise of this stature, the ripple effects are real. Other teams are not just watching for the outcome, but for the process, studying how New England communicates, negotiates, and ultimately decides. Drake Maye's rumored exit becomes a lesson in organizational behavior, one that could influence boardrooms and locker rooms far beyond Foxborough. The uncertainty itself becomes a weapon, forcing competitors to prepare for multiple scenarios. In a league where information is currency, the Patriots' silence is deafening, and that silence keeps everyone guessing. Ultimately, whether Drake Maye stays or goes, the rumor has already achieved something significant by forcing a reevaluation of assumptions. It has reminded fans and executives alike that the NFL is a league of constant motion, where yesterday's cornerstone could become today's bargaining chip. For New England, this moment could define their next era, signaling either a bold new vision or a miscalculated gamble. For Drake Maye, it could mark the beginning of a journey shaped by doubt and opportunity in equal measure. Until clarity arrives, the speculation will continue to grow, feeding debates, predictions, and late-night conversations among those who live and breathe football. In that sense, the announcement has already exploded, not because of what it confirmed, but because of everything it left unsaid. That's it for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving fresh and exclusive Patriots news, make sure to subscribe and hit like. We always appreciate hearing your opinions in the comments. See you in the next one, Patriots Nation.